Alrighty. So, my name is Technical. This is Top Gear 2 for the Super Nintendo. It was produced in 1993 by Kemco. So today I'm going to be doing USA%. It's a short category. And I do have a co-commentator with me.
Howdy.
There he is, right there.
Yeah, hi. My name is Rally for the win. I'm also a runner for this game. But today I'm going to take a seat back and just relax and watch Technical play and do his magic. And in the meanwhile, I'll be commentating, explaining just some of the tricks that have been developed for this game. So yeah, off the bat, you'll see that Technical is choosing championship difficulty. There's a few differences, but the most important one that we'd like to take notice of is the speed at which CPU cars go. At championship difficulty, they go a lot faster, which definitely helps out at the end of tracks. If Technical's lucky, he won't have to see any CPU cars at around the last lap when he's starting off. And so he's restarting here because there is a password glitch in this game. The password system is really weird. If you see that he just skipped to the last country in a certain way. I think it's just a matter of how does the password glitch work? I don't know if you want to explain that.
So basically the password glitch is when the system memory gets corrupted and thinks that you have already entered the race, but you failed the race at the same time. And what's happening is that you get sent back to the menu screen, and once you re-enter continue country for the United States, you get the appropriate amount of money to buy all the upgrades that you need to pass the other cars.
Yeah, I think he hit the nail on the head. Alright, so whenever you're ready, Dick.
Alright, we will begin in 3, 2, 1, go.
Alrighty, guys, let's get that hype in chat. Alright, so you'll see an instant boost off the bat here. There's the most efficient way you can reach top speed is just by boosting at the beginning, and there are a couple of stages where that can happen, the first and the last one. The middle two stages are kind of weird in that you have to wait a little bit or find a path between the CPUs before being able to boost. And so now you'll be seeing, if you take a note at his speed, he's boosting at certain locations, and I'll talk about that in a little bit, but the first thing I want to make mention of is the extended speed glitch. At around 228 miles an hour, your car gains two things. You have increased acceleration to your top speed. You can do this with any upgrade, provided that you can get to the speed. But more importantly, there's a decreased deceleration at around the 228 mile per hour mark. So you'll see it kind of slow down before it gets to that point, and then right as the moment he's about to fall down, he boosts again. So the location of your boosts definitely matter. At this level of play, the goal is to find ways to maintain your extended speed as long as you can, just for maximum efficiency. Taking hits also matters. This game has armor mechanics. You'll see the car with like a green sort of outline around it. That is his damage indicator, and if you take hits, sorry about that. But if you take hits, your your top speed decreases as well as your rate of deceleration at higher speeds. So one hit isn't really going to break the bank if it's near like the end of the track. But if it's at the beginning of the run, you'll be like taking maybe a 2-3 second time loss, if that. So this is Los Angeles. Let's see how lucky he gets. Yeah, that's a very good intro boost. Good dodge, very good dodging at the beginning. So again, same thing is going on. The location of where he's boosting matters. He's going to lose speed here at the beginning, but then just find a spot to boost at so that he can maintain extended speed for a very long time. And you'll see that, you know, once his boost falls out, he'll go way past the hill. And I'm a little delayed, sorry about that. But yeah, location of boost definitely matters. I don't know if there's anything else I can talk about for these first couple of stages. Oh, so as I mentioned, the difficulty matters. Like if he was playing on amateur, the cars would be going much slower around the track, and you'd have to try to avoid more cars than if you were just playing on championship. With that being said, championship difficulty also adds a couple of other things. There are some grass piles. You get a little bit less money if you're playing just like normal 100%, as well as more puddles on rainy stages. So it's a little bit more brutal on championship difficulty if you kind of don't already know your way around the tracks. But this category is so simple that it's like you rarely get to see any of the differences in difficulty. I don't know, you got any CPUs at the end of that track, did you?
I did not.
Okay.
That's good.
Yeah, that's very good. In fact, that was a stellar time, dude. So next up is New York. I think this is the most fun stage to drive around. There is a new mechanic here that I can introduce. It's called, well, we call it turn throttling anyways. You kind of channel your inner Contra in that you mash around corners to get an increase in your turn efficiency. You'll see him wiggle his car here. That was a close call. Nice try.
I went for it.
Oh, you did?
Didn't get it though.
Oh, okay. So what Nick tried to go for is kind of like a roadblock skip. If you find your way in between the two roadblocks, or like there's a couple setups you can try to do, but if you can find a way in between the roadblocks there, you actually end up saving about a second and a half per lap. So it's actually very beneficial to do, but hopefully he'll get the second lap. So I mentioned turn throttling. It's very beneficial to do when you're going around, you know, soft cornering. But there are some turns where you can't do that at. Sometimes the corners are just too sharp to where, oh, it's a mark. Sometimes the corners are just too sharp to go and try turn throttling, but honestly, this isn't even a bad New York either. This game has kind of reached a pretty maximum efficiency in terms of what's there. I mean, the next track, which is the last track, San Francisco, that one is, I think we're still working on the occasional optimization here or there, but For the most part, and I think, you know what? I'm not a big fan of this stage either. This is one of the tougher stages in this category. There's a lot of weird turns, a lot of shaky setups. The location of your boost definitely matters. You see him go off the road there at the beginning to kind of bypass all of the CPUs. There's a couple of other stages where you can do that. I think, what was it, Loch Ness in Britain? Yeah, they have a track called Loch Ness in this game. It's like super weird. Where you can kind of go past the CPUs in the same way, just go off-road and just get lucky in how you can get back on the track. There's a lot of other cool like references to this game. I think there's a stage here called who's the photographer's name? There's a stage in, I think, either Egypt or India that's named. It couldn't be named the Giza Pyramids because that's a copyrighted name. So they instead decided to name it after a photographer that took pictures for the game. And then in Britain as well, there is a reference to the town that this game was made in. Nick mentioned Chemco. That was a publisher or whatever. But a small studio by the name of Gremlin Interactive produced this game in a town called Sheffield, and that's in that stage. It's like the longest, one of the longest tracks, or at least it's very brutal for the time at which you play the track. It's like you're very low on upgrades and 100%.
You're already on time.
Sounds good.
And time.
Nice job, Nick. Not bad. Like 9:29 is still a very good time. So yeah, that's Top Gear 2 for you. If you'd like to start running this game, it's actually one of the easier racing games. In fact, getting in this game wasn't really too difficult. But if you're interested in running this game, feel free to join our Discord, Top Gear Speedrun Discord. You can also find it in the Top Gear 2 section of speedrun.com. Nick, do you have anything to add?
Not really. I mean, that run was decent, but wasn't living up to my expectations, but that's okay.
Hey man, you know what? I think I did worse when I ran it for SNES Superstar, so I guess you did better than me, shoot. Nice job, man. Very good job.